All right, what's up, y'all? My name is Aaron Mallory, aka MrLetGo, and this is another edition to Aaron, or another edition of Aaron After Dark, even though it's not dark outside, but it is what it is. So I am here with the beautiful voice, Morris. What's up?
Hey guys, hello YouTube. I'm on my this is not my neck of the woods, so I don't know how
Yeah,
YouTube works.
it's cool.
You got
It's
to teach
cool.
me today.
So today we're about to discuss: was your mother the first narcissist you've ever met? So this right here is going to be a very interesting video. So
Mhm.
voice came out and was like, yo, let's talk about this. We had a conversation about certain things, and I was like, yo, let's do this again. So first, introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are. And I want to change the name on YouTube. Go ahead.
Well, guys, hello. I am Voice Morris, and I am the R&B diva of Philly. Okay, and my show is called you can see it from this side. My show is called The Voice Hour, and I
Okay.
have mine on IGTV. So, like I said, this is not my neck of the woods, but Aaron's going to teach me today how to work this this YouTube live stream here with you guys and see what y'all feeling. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at VOYCEMORRIS_official there. And I will follow you back because I love to follow people that got good content. So I love you guys for that. And thank you for tuning into this. And thank you for having me again, Aaron. I
No
love this.
problem. No problem. Hold on 1 second. I spelled narcissist wrong. Okay.
So you get it right.
Yeah, because people are killing me like, you can't even spell narcissist. All right, I'm almost done, y'all. Boom. Save. All right, cool. All right, as you guys come in, make sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I actually just talked to two different women. I'm not going to go into the conversations because they were very personal, but they were both situations where they both have a lot to do what the subject of this conversation is. One directly and the other one indirectly. So
Mhm.
why exactly are we here? Because in my opinion, from the 3 years of me not just researching, but actually having real in-depth conversations with women, a lot of times the first narcissist that you've ever met was actually your own mother. And one of the we're going to talk about different things because I don't really like to just talk about narcissistic mess or whatever, because people love to, oh, he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist. So um one of the things I want to talk about in particular is gaslighting, right?
Mhm.
um in a lot of Yanla Fix My Life videos, I've posted different videos of Yanla just simply,
Mhm.
asking a woman simple questions like, all right, did you know that your daughter was abused when she was little? Something. And the first thing the woman would say is what, voice?
Mm-mm.
Mm,
Mm-mm. No, no, I
mm-mm.
don't remember
It's like,
that. You're crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about. So you don't remember what happened when I was little? What she'll say? Mm-mm.
No. Mm-mm.
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. And next thing you know, the son or daughter, usually the daughter on a Yanla, they're just like, what do you mean? I was there. You was there. You seen it. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And what ends up happening is you start running around with this familiarity of, I am imagining what happened to me and it's not real. And then you start forming everything around this gaslighting. And what ends up happening is you start dating a man or a woman and they
Mhm.
start gaslighting you. And guess what? That gaslighting makes you actually bond with that particular person because They remind you of what your mom used to do to you when you actually went to her trying to get answers about your childhood. So now you're dating a guy, and I'm sure you guys have dated a guy, and he's like, I didn't do nothing. What are you talking about? I didn't cheat on you. I didn't do this. I didn't say this. It's right here. I'm showing it to you. I seen a picture of you and the woman sitting. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, what ends up happening is you stay. Because you're so familiar with the gaslighting, because your mom gaslighted you, your dad gaslighted you. Every time you go to somebody that raised you or cared about you, and to tell them that they didn't do a good job with raising or caring about you, all they do is do what, voice?
Listen.
It's crazy.
How many times do you have to repeat yourself about this? Because you have made it very clear. And you know what? I like this conversation, and I wanted to touch on this because this was something that was really important to me when I first heard you. Mm-hmm. And one thing you said is that what happens to you in your past will carry on into your future. So usually when you have these things happen to you, sometimes you roll them over into relationships that you get into, and then you end up staying in those relationships. Why? Because, I mean, how do we look at a parent? We look at a parent as this person is supposed to be the person that I honor because they do this, they do that. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you automatically have loyalty to this person, and you feel like you cannot break your loyalty whatsoever. Okay. Yep. So when you hear people say, well, I don't talk to my mother, you'll be like, well, you don't talk to your mom. You only get one mom. And mm-hmm. But listen, you don't know how the relationship was, and mother or not, parent or not. Okay. Anyone can be toxic. Yep. So that's what like everything that you're saying with narcissistic behavior. Is your mother the first narcissist that you met? Well, I know mine was definitely the first narcissistic. Definitely, for sure. The first narcissistic person I done met. Okay. Crazy, and she set me up for a lot of things in my life where I always felt myself. You pick up certain behaviors, like you said, in your love life, because of it. One thing I used to do when I was dating was, I used to give guys money. I used to try to buy gifts, things like that will buy their love, or be super duper nice to them, overzealous, not really trying to be argumentative, kind of like anything I'll do what you say, kind of attitude, because it was something I learned from my mother, who actually was my first narcissistic relationship that I had, that if I wasn't making her look good or doing something for her that was benefiting her, I was not somebody of importance to her. I was not her daughter. I was some kid on the street that she wished she didn't have. So and you get those.
Wait, let's stop right here, because this is important. It's important. And this is another example of narcissistic behavior. So I hope y'all are writing this down. So first, your mom was the first person that gaslighted you. So write that down. Was she a gaslighter? Okay. So the second thing is, can you say what you just said? You said if she did not get what she wanted from you, you were a stranger to her.
Yeah.
So that's the second side of your mom being a potential, the first narcissist you've ever met.
Yeah.
She literally rations out her love, respect, attention, admiration, validation, unless she gets exactly what she wants. Yeah. If you don't listen to her, if you don't do what she tells you to do, guess what happens? I ain't talking to you. Don't ask me nothing. I ain't gonna love you. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom. Whatever.
Or introducing another thing, what I wanted to touch on this for is that I can tell you that it is very damaging to a person. And it does take years of therapy, self-therapy, sometimes other people helping you with therapy, talking to family members, friends. It could be anything that can help you therapeutic wise. Sometimes I turn to music. Music has always been my thing since I was 5.
Right.
But to constantly hear your mom, who's supposed to be supportive of you, tell you you need to give that up because you're never going to make it anywhere with that. You might as well throw that in the trash. Stop doing that. That's a waste of your time. And then when it starts to take off and she sees me doing things like this, or goes and sees the numbers and the views or this, or maybe I'm a little popular and now she can see that, it's like, oh, well, no, that's my daughter. She's the R&B diva. I'm like, no, don't tell people I'm the R&B.
Wow, that's
Don't
crazy.
say it now. Don't say it now, because that was her love. It wasn't unconditional. It was conditional.
Right.
And another thing that narcissistic mothers will do to you, okay, they will remind you of all the things you did to deserve why they were treating you in such a way. So it would never be, it would never be, well, isn't that a part of gaslighting? Or is that just guilt tripping on his own?
You deserve how I treat you because you don't, oh my God. Keep going. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, because I went through this, and I'm hoping that maybe my story can help somebody.
Right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. One, y'all make sure to hit the like button. I know y'all are enjoying this conversation, but hit the like button because hitting the like button actually gets this out to more people. YouTube is trying to figure out who to send this to, and the more people who like the video, the more people it will be sent to. So that's just how the algorithm works. So if you're enjoying this conversation and if it's helpful to you, it could be helpful to more people, but I don't have the power to send this out to more people. You have the power to send this out to more people. So please make sure to hit the like button because other people need to hear exactly what Voice is saying because it's very helpful because it's helping me. So, and one other thing, Instagram, go over to YouTube, MrLetGo. I'm shutting this down. I'm just letting y'all know that I'm on YouTube. So everybody on Instagram right now, go over to YouTube, MrLetGo. So go ahead, Voice.
So I had I'm sorry, that's my son making noise in the back. Hey,
it's okay.
He making noise in the background. My mom was pretty much throughout my life. I guess it was like a conditional love. Like I've always felt like my mom may have resented maybe actually having me, which and that can cause that. But I also had to look at her background, okay, and understand why she was so angry and why was I receiving the same treatment. Now, I don't know where the cycle begins, but it can come from just one thing, like I said, that can traumatize a person. My grandmother was not like that to my mother. This is not a cycle that goes on my grandmother. It wasn't that type of story.
How do you know?
Sometimes.
How do you know your grandmother wasn't like that to your mother? What if your grandmother was the same way? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't do nothing. And your mom is just like, I ain't even gonna talk about it. So what if something did go on between your mother and your grandmother, but your grandmother is like denying it, and your mother is just like, it don't make no sense. She ain't gonna say nothing anyway. So I'm just gonna act like it didn't have neither.
Because she has a sister who lived with her age, my aunt, who also lived there and said no such thing. My mother was no such thing. I don't know, she doesn't describe her in that way. What my mom describes is that my grandma was absent, but my grandmother worked a lot, of course, just like anybody that would have to take care of a child. So maybe that might have been bothersome. But I do understand that sometimes people just have problems because they make the problems for themselves. Sometimes they just don't do things that they're supposed to do in their life. And then when they get to a certain point in their life, they're just upset because they didn't make any progress.
Right.
But honestly, I don't think that my mom's narcissistic behavior started with her mother. I think it started after she had her heart broken by a man. Okay. And that has been a serious story for a long time. I also have a brother, and his father my brother is older. So she dated his father first, and that's the person who broke her heart. And my grandmom said she'll never forget it because what he told my mother was that she was uneducated. She didn't have anything. She couldn't provide him with the life that he wanted for a wife to have because she didn't have much going on for herself. And to hear somebody that you
But why
think
did he put a
loves you,
baby in her if that was the case?
I don't know. Maybe it was something different
You put a
that he might have
baby in a
saw.
woman and then you make that decision?
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah.
dude is that? If she wasn't
He
and
wasn't a nice guy.
and the answer to that is a lot of us were mistakes, boys. And sadly, as men, and not making an excuse for anybody, but sadly as men, we just smashing, we just getting it, we just having fun, we being stupid, taking the condom off, and it's all fun and games. Because to be honest with you, I've dated a woman or two that was uneducated, not really somebody that I can imagine being with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully to me, I never got it pregnant. But if I would have messed up and got one of those chicks, just a couple, not, because some of my exes are amazing women. So I'm not talking about y'all, but some of those women that I was sleeping with, just having fun with, if one of those women would have popped up pregnant, I probably would have felt the same way. I wouldn't have told nobody's mother that, but
he said it in front of my great mother.
Like, you know how a dude sits at the edge of the bed because he just lost his job? Well, the other time a man sits at the edge of the bed is when he's gotten some undesirable woman he was just playing with pregnant. We sit at, well, I've never been like that, but we sit at the edge of the bed and we just like, oh my God. Because I'm sure the feeling is the same as you just lost your job.
Yeah.
So not making excuses for that man, but there's a possibility that that man may have just simply made a mistake and he's just like, not her out of everybody. So maybe that made her feel, like she's not enough or whatever. So yeah.
It's other recurrent things, things that have led up to that I know past wise, but that would take years and eons to explain. They have, made her the person that she is. Now, understanding yourself as a daughter that is a victim of that type of circumstance, you have to know when to draw boundaries. And that was the issue that I had for years. Now, not to only mention that I had my son at 18, so I was pretty young. I was still, out, but not really out on my own. My dad was still helping, parents. So when you have that type of connection also with the child as well, too, it could be even worse.
Yeah.
Because the young child is now learning to feel a certain way towards you because they see your mother treating you a certain way. Okay.
Yep.
So it's always about separating yourself and separating boundaries. And pretty much the point of this conversation is to let people know, yes, these are narcissistic behaviors. When a person is telling you they don't remember nothing, okay, if you can't sit her down and she will not listen to anything you say, if you start to talk about something that is significant to her or she's starting to remember, it's something that they don't want to remember.
It's most something of the that time affects her, your mom's image, because sometimes a mom wants to protect her image. She wants to be a perfect mom. I don't know why a lot of y'all love saying I'm a good mom, and some of you are, but some of you aren't. Your mom was the same way. Your mom who traumatized you, some who did, some who didn't. But if your mom traumatized you, she still was walking around acting like a lot of y'all, oh, I'm a great mom. Because for some reason, just because you black and you got a baby, you're a good mom. It makes no sense to me.
No, it's not that. It's just that she just does not think that the things that she has done to you is wrong because you deserve them. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying,
will always be
just
the answer.
Understanding of their, it's a different situation. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's like a thing of you go to tell her, listen, well, I remember that one time you told me I was never going to amount to anything and that I would never be anybody. And, I was just a garbage on the street. And she'll say to you, well, that's because you were doing nothing with your life. And that's what you deserve to be said to you. If I didn't say those things to you, you wouldn't have got yourself together. So I helped you.
Whoa.
That's a comment that would be said to me. Okay. And I'm saying I'm saying something like this because it has been said to me. Okay. Yeah. So this reaches deep for me because these are things that I have had said to me. I've even had her say to me, call me out of my name, names that you should never call your daughter,
Right.
things that I just never heard another mom say. And if I said that to her, like, I don't see other moms treat their daughters like that. Well, you don't know what kind of relationship they have, but you paint to them that you are the perfect mother and that I'm the terrible daughter who deserves the treatment that is being bestowed upon her.
Deserves the treatment. He takes credit for beating you down and making you feel like crap, and finally getting past what you did to her, and now you're taking credit for it.
Yeah. Yep. You're the reason why I did these things to you. Well, I only did that because you were doing this, embarrassing me.
Wow.
One thing that really took me by surprise, because I'm like, here, listen, I was in 11th grade when I got pregnant with 12th grade when I was pregnant with my son, and I finished high school, and I had him after I was in high school. Now to already hear your mom from 9 and 10 years old, when you're not even interested in boys or anything like that, tell you're a H word and a S word, and all of these words, a B word and this and that, and belittling you, pretty much not because I was doing anything. It might have been something else she was angry at that day, which was most of the case. If she was mad at my dad about something, I would get it if my dad went to work. So one thing that I did, like leave a cup on the table or something like that, I was told I was nothing. I was the dirtiest person on the planet. You ain't shit. It's just terrible stuff. For a younger person to endure. And this is not like behavior that just started when, most parents like to use that excuse. Most moms like to use that. Well, when you turned a teenager is when. No, I've been dealing with this before I was a teenager. I've been dealing with this since I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Since I could remember, recall things that has been said and done to me.
Man.
With a narcissistic mother, I think is really a sense of resentment with her sometimes.
What does she resent?
Resent having you. Because you're actually turning out being better than she is.
Whoa. We gotta let that breathe for a minute.
Yeah.
Your mom resenting having you. Sheesh. How so? You saying because you're growing up prettier and more successful than her?
Sometimes that could be the case. What that is a tragic case. Some people like to call it, I know some people like to call it the mom jealous of the daughter type of syndrome, which is a part of narcissistic behavior with narcissistic mothers. Sometimes they try to live through their daughters, their lives and stuff, and try to claim what the daughter is doing as all her work when she didn't really put in any work.
And since you wanted to go in a different way than she wanted you to go, she got mad at you and started treating you like crap until it started working.
Yeah. Well, pretty much it was a way to always throw a wrench into a situation so it couldn't work. That was what kind of narcissistic mother I had. I had one that every time something, to the point that I couldn't tell her stuff that was good happening with me because I was afraid it would be ruined because she would find a way to. They will try to stop things from happening. They will also get inside of your relationships. That was one thing I never did. I set a boundary there because I felt like my love life, my sexual life is none of your business of what I'm doing. I'm grown. You don't need to know nobody or who I'm being with. I always kept that very cutthroat. But when it came to my child, it was different. And that's where she was able to pull strings sometimes.
How?
Because of that. So, like I said, it's setting boundaries. You got kids. Sometimes it's hard to not have to talk to a narcissistic mother, especially if you have her and the children are being involved. But one thing I like to say is you can't have the grandkids if you don't even have your regular kids. If you don't like me as the parent, I'm not going to send my kids to you either.
Let me jump in. And this isn't just your situation. I'm not a psychologist, okay? I read a lot of books, so I'm not a psychologist. Where did you go? Stop. But there's a psychological reason. I read books, okay, why a lot of moms treat their daughters like trash, but treat their grandkids like the little, you know what I'm saying? Like
Royalty.
the golden child, right? It's because mom is pretty good at math. And the reason why I say mom is pretty good at math is because she knows what she's done to her daughter. So she knows when she gets old and can't work, her daughter ain't taking care of her at all. But that grandchild, she's doing the math. Okay, by the time I'm 70, little man or little Shay is going to be like 19, 20,
Yeah.
right? And if worst thing, push came to shove, when little man and Shay, starts doing well or whatever, they'll make sure I'm good. They'll be able to take me to the store. They'll be able to do this for me. They'll be able to take stuff, help me or whatever, give me money. They'll be able to even let me live with them if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mothers end up living either with their daughters or with their grandkids because she was not able to find a man and she wasn't able to work. She got to live somewhere. So it's important for her to start kissing the grandkids' ass or trying to kiss the daughter's ass, even though she treated the daughter like crap. She got to live with somebody, right? Because she ain't got no man. Y'all moms.
I want to tell you this. Why you got that? Why I got your point right there. I want to tell you this. This is when it shifted, okay?
Okay.
And I want people to listen to this because just like you said, my dad and my mom been married for like 30-something years. Now, recently, my dad just got tired of that narcissistic behavior too, because he was getting it too.
See?
And he said, my daughter's gone now and my grandson is gone and she's got her life. And I wanted to make sure that my daughter was straight and she did not have to come back home. And once that was the case, he was out. Now, I'll tell you that prior to that, she was treating me so badly. And when he left, because that was her source of money, I was going to I was Voice Morris. I was all this. She was sharing this.
Let me get
she
your
was telling people I was everything.
You're so amazing.
Okay. Honey.
And hold on, boys. Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. And this is sad. Okay. A lot of you, some of you, actually had your dad in your life. Your dad actually helped raise you. But the majority of your dads who actually stayed in the household hates their life. They only stayed in order to raise you. And just like you said, I know so many, like the women that I know that actually had their dads, or the men that I know actually had their dads, guess what? They hate their lives because they were passive.
Yeah.
And this is what's sad. And the thing, the reason why I do these videos is I'm simply the ghost of Christmas future. You ever seen that? What's the name of that movie with the bah humbug? Scrooge, the Scrooge guy, right? He was walking around, right? And what ends up happening is he has this dream or whatever, and he has a ghost of Christmas past, ghost of Christmas present. And what they actually do, they scare the crap out of Scrooge. And the reason why they're doing it is to let him know, like, yo, if you don't change your ways, this is going to be your future. And he actually brings Scrooge into the future and shows him what his kids are going to be living like if he doesn't get his shit together, right? Who I actually am is I'm your ghost of Christmas future or whatever, not you. But in particular, because what's going on is you think your mother is this terrible anomaly. No, your mother is actually you. You are the reincarnation of your mother. And just because you're you and you may have narcissistic tendencies just like your mother did, you know how your mom is like, me? No, I'm a good mother. No, I never did that. You have things that you may turn around and say you never did when your kid grows up.
Yeah.
I'm just here to give you a snapshot of what your life ends up being in the next 10 to 20 years if you don't get
Yeah.
your shit together, if you don't get
Yeah.
your ass to therapy and deal with your shit, because you're a mom, just like your mom was a mom, but you have to put yourself in her shoes when she was your age. And if you run around busting your ass working, you're not giving your kid enough time. Your kid is always annoying you. Every time your kid does something wrong with their homework,
Yeah.
don't you understand this? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're just going off on your kid. You're just simply frustrated. But
Yep.
you don't realize that your frustration with your present life is traumatizing your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing most likely went on with your mother. Your mother
Mm-hmm.
probably wasn't a terrible person. She was just
Mm-hmm.
frustrated with her life, and she started looking at you as a burden. So
Looking at you as competition.
as competition. So I just want you
Competition.
to understand, as you start slowly getting fat and you have a daughter and she's slowly growing up and she's slender, I want you to just take a second and say, I'm not going to be like my mom. I'm not going to be in competition with my daughter. I'm not going to be like my mom. Because if you don't, you're going to subconsciously become your mom without even knowing it. And when your kid gets grown and tells you about yourself, you're going to do the same thing your mom said or did when you went to her and said, Ma, you hurt me. You're going to do the same damn thing, because in your mind, you aren't going to remember. And I did another video. I'm gonna put it up here. Oh no, I didn't. It's on Instagram. It's on Instagram.
And this is a prevention special because this is to prevent you from doing that. Now,
so it's not about
this is
dogging
years.
moms. This is not about
Yeah.
telling, oh, these moms are terrible. I'm telling you that you can possibly be terrible, and you have a chance to change your narrative and change the family cycle where toxic mothers are no longer traumatizing their kids. So just keep in mind, this is not about your mother. This is about you. So I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, voice.
Yes, because and I want people to understand that it's not just about remembering all of the things that she's done. You want to take and remember those things, yes, but they are merely only to be able to heal and move on from it. Okay, understanding how not to put yourself back in the situation. So, if your mother is the main source of what's causing you pain, wouldn't you stop doing whatever is causing you pain? If I'm eating peanuts and they make me allergic and I start having an allergic reaction, I'm not about to go and buy some more peanuts from the store and go eat them again, because apparently they give me an allergic reaction. Now, I know it's hard to say that, because when you look at a parent, like I said, you are known to honor your parent. You don't do that to your parent. You don't talk back. Oh, you're not supposed to not talk to your parents. That's unheard of. It's unspeakable. It's just not there. You're not supposed to do that. No, a person is a person. Just because they are your parent does not make them not a person. They are not a robot because they are your mother or your father. They're just
not
a person.
Jesus.
Yes, they're not Jesus either.
They're just people.
They have personalities.
And some of your moms were pure dumbasses, either back then and now. And the day you realize that your mom potentially or possibly was a pure dumbass, instead of this angelic, I can do no wrong, Jesus-like figure, right? You can actually put yourself in a position where you can turn around and look at your mom and her actions objectively and say, I'm not going to do it the way she did it. I'm going to parent and live my life differently. But until you get to that point where you stop looking at your mom like she's some angelic Jesus person, you're going to have a lot of problems, and you're going to find yourself guilting your own kid trying to be this angelic Jesus person to your kid. You are not Jesus, and your mom was not Jesus, and her mom was not Jesus. We need to stop with this shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I think most moms will do that. They will paint themselves as a perfect picture to everyone else, but behind closed doors, she's a monster. And you know, the way to prevent that, I have a son. So honestly, Do I say I one thing I don't do is beat my son. I got whoopings,
Okay.
okay, for every damn thing. So
Yeah.
one thing I just don't do is that, because I just don't feel it solves anything. Honestly, what that did to me as a kid was actually make me want to inflict hurt on her, because
Mm-hmm.
of all of the times that I've been struck or
Yeah.
anything for that. Like, that doesn't fix anything. So most of the time when you'll bring something up like that, or bring something up that was very hurtful, they don't want to hear it. Like, they will cut you off. They will
Yep.
cut you off. Stop trying to talk to that person. Stop trying to talk, if it's your mother or your father, but we're talking about mothers. Stop trying to
Mhm.
talk to her about it. You're doing
Because you can't
nothing but
make a
upsetting
person
yourself.
do something. You can't make her love you. You can't make
She's
her
not.
apologize. You can't make her fess up. You can't make her change her behavior.
No.
You can
Stop
forgive
talking
her.
to her about it. Go and
Right.
speak to a therapist. Go and speak to a friend. You have to get it off of your chest.
Mhm.
And I was glad that I did have the privilege to not live there as
Mhm.
much, okay? But I had to be there all the time, of course, because my son is back and forth.
Yeah.
But I had that chance to be able to be separate enough to see what was going on. And
Mhm.
also, what I said, but brought it around, which I know this is serious now, okay, is when my dad left and poof, now she's my friend, okay? After after 26 years of treating me like that, okay, now
She needs you
automatically
to
you
take
are my
care of her.
friend.
She needs you to take care of her. I told
Right.
you that is the agenda. That is why you guys are born. So when they get old, either you or your kids can take care of them. That is the only reason why you're here. When you were
It's a
young,
shame.
your job was to find a remote control and to get her something out of the refrigerator. Now that you're grown, your job is to take care of her and,
Yep.
and, and make her comfortable because she wasn't able to find a man. You are her backup plan if she can't find a man, or if the man that she's torturing leaves her. See, there's a reason why so many men don't necessarily want to marry women.
Yes,
Whatever.
because it is pure torture. No
Because
man wants
it's
to go through that.
pure torture. If you just think about how many women have been tortured by their mothers, you have that tortured soul inside of you. And
Yeah.
you actually think a man is going to put up with that shit? Did your daddy put up with it? A lot of your daddies left because your
Yeah.
mom was trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wasn't.
Hey
Now
yo.
whether
Hey
he
yo.
I'm just saying, a lot of your dads left because your mom was trash. You got to make sure that trash is not embedded in your soul, because that may be the reason why you can't find a man. It's not your ass. It's not just if your soul is damaged and you haven't gotten therapy, a man will
Mm-hmm.
leave your ass the second you get
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah. Because they don't want to deal with that.
Ain't nobody gonna
They don't
deal with
want to
that
deal
shit.
with that.
Yeah.
It's really sad because we have a lot of women that always recur the same cycle. I
Mhm.
don't really know how to tell anybody to get over it or how to overcome it. Honestly, you know what? I can tell you steps in starting, and it's
Mhm.
just separating yourself first, separating yourself from the problem. Now I know
Set
it might be
boundaries, right?
hard. Yeah, setting boundaries. Setting
Mhm.
boundaries, the first thing is first. Okay, stop telling your mama all your business. Okay,
Mhm.
because a narcissistic mother does not want to hear good things about you. She don't
Mhm.
care. She don't care if you just got an award. That actually pisses her off because she didn't never get no award. She don't want to see you do better. My grandmother told me this, and she said she wanted me not to have that leave that room with me and her because she just never got that. She said, I'll never forget when I was sitting here with your mom, and she said to me, why should she have better than me? And my grandmom said, what do you mean? She's your
Mhm.
daughter. Why wouldn't you want her to have better than you? Because they
Yeah.
don't want you to. That life
Wow.
that you're living right now is the life that she wished she would have had. And she
Yeah.
didn't take the time to actually take her time and turn it around. It's not like
Mhm.
she can't turn it around, but at this point, some of them are just set in their ways, and that's who they're going to be. It's
Right.
not going to change. So
Right.
stop coming to her, stop trying to confront her. You're doing nothing but upsetting yourself. And this is for females with narcissistic mothers. If you have had this happen to you, if my mother sounds familiar, okay, if this is like your mother, okay, the first thing to do is to just separate yourself slowly and surely. It's going to be a hard process at first because that is your mother. Also, because you're conditioned to accept what she says. Okay, I was very conditioned to think.
Wait, that's a bar.
Yeah.
You're conditioned to accept what she says because she's your mother. So whatever that comes out of her mouth, you're conditioned to accept it. And what ends up happening is you get with a man and he turns around because you are who you are. So if you're damaged from your mother, you're going to find a man that was damaged from his father or mother, right? And you're going to find another damaged person because you're damaged because you have not gotten coaching, you have not gotten therapy. And what ends up happening is you get with a man and you start feeling like you have to accept everything he says. And he starts gaslighting you and you feel like you have to accept it because your mom conditioned you to accept whatever he says because you accepted everything she said. Go ahead. I just had
what you say is a lie, and what she says is the truth. What
and
you're saying is never happened.
It's the actual truth. How she feels about something is the truth. And what ends up happening is you take on that behavior, and now how you feel about something becomes the truth. But it's a feeling. It's like hot or cold. You can only tell, you ever been in a room with somebody and somebody say they hot and you say they cold and you say you cold. You can't argue with that person because they're cold and you're hot. That's their reality, right? But what happens is mom wants everybody to agree with her. And if you don't agree with her, you're going to get shitted on. You're not going to get love. You're not going to get affection. You're going to get absconded from everybody in the goddamn family. So what you end up doing is you start taking that on and being like, you know what? I feel like this. And if nobody else feels like the way I feel like, y'all are biased. And you got that from your mother. How you feel is not fact. Keep that in mind. How you feel is simply how you feel. Is your own perspective, and other people have a different perspective. And we all have to understand and be okay with other people having a different perspective. How you feel is not fact. It's just feeling. Go ahead.
You know what? Because what she says is law. I'm just keep on piggybacking as you're going. What she says is law. Honestly, when she does certain things, it always will have a justification behind why she has done it to you. It will never be I'm sorry for doing that to you because I know that really hurt you and I should not have done that and I take responsibility. Will never be a sentence that come out of her mouth. But
I did the best
just like you heard it come out of my mouth.
Why are you mad at me? I did the best I could. Justification. Or either victimization. Like that. She's either,
and you know what?
It's four things that mothers do. All right, that a lot of women do because of their mothers doing it. You end up being as narcissistic as your mother. They justify their behavior. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I did what I'm saying. They justify behavior. They victimize themselves. They turn around and look around and say, see, so why is everybody getting mad at me? Because you said this or you said that. What are you talking about? Won't you take accountability? See, I'm just a victim. What is wrong with everybody? Why are they picking on me?
I help everybody and everybody does this to me. I'm so hurt. I've done everything.
Here's a word women love to say. I feel attacked, right? So it's justification. I did what I had to do. Victimization. I feel attacked. Then it's dismissiveness. You know what? She might just leave the room. You know what?
She'll hang up the phone.
Hang the phone up. So that's dismissiveness. And damn, what's the other one? Damn it. All right, keep going.
She's discouraging. Okay, because she will discourage the hell out of you. If there's something that you're doing that's good for yourself and they see success in that as well too, they'll tell you that you're not going to be able to finish it or this is going to mess up. Like they'll say stuff like that to you just to make you feel insecure about certain things so you don't pursue them and so you don't be any better. If you've ever noticed with them narcissistic mother, if you have one, this is one of the things they will do to you as well. When something bad happens to you, oh my gosh, they coddle you like a baby. You know why? Because they actually happy. They smiling in the inside that just happened to you because they couldn't wait to see something bad happen to you so badly. They wanted to see that happen to you. So that doesn't make them be like, oh, they won't give you that same behavior of, oh, I don't care. They'll give you that, oh my gosh, my baby, and I'm going to do this. And because not only that makes her look good as a mother.
And look, and what ends up happening is you finally get the love, attention, affection, and validation you've always wanted from your mother when you fail. And it conditioned you to be a failure. This is what happens to a lot of men. The failures in the family are always coddled by their mother, right?
Yep.
So the more successful you are as a male or female, the more you're shitted on by your narcissistic mother. But every time you fail, you get all the love that you always wanted finally from your mother. And what ends up happening is it conditions you to be a failure.
One thing I want to tell you, I'm going to piggyback off of that because I have a good example for that. I was 17, I told you, when I was in high school. Ideally, you don't want to get pregnant in high school. We don't want to do that, right? But as a kid that really didn't get a chance to really live as a teenager because she just didn't want me to do regular teenage things. I didn't have that too. So when I got that chance to run out of that door, shit, I did everything. I came back. Ain't nothing can happen now. Now what else can I do? I mean, I did it all. But you know what? That was the happiest moment in her life. And then she proceeded to tell, she was not upset. She was not mad. I thought she was going to beat the crap out of me, the living daylights out of me, if I told her that. To the point that I hid it for like 6 months of my pregnancy, actually. Until my stomach started to grow, I couldn't hide it anymore. And I was going to tell my dad first because I thought he would take it better, but I was like, no way. He was the one who ended up being mad because it was disappointing to him because he's like, you stopped. You didn't ruin your life, but you made it a lot slower now for certain things that happened to you because of this. My mom was ecstatic.
Yeah.
She was ecstatic. And then proceeded to tell me about 2 and 3 months after I had my son that I'll just be nothing but a statistic. Because I done had a baby at 17. And that's when she proceeded to tell people that, I was a teenage mother. I ain't doing this. Pretty much like blackballing me to people. They will talk crap about their own daughter to other people. And it'd be like stuff that's not true sometimes. Or just stuff that you shouldn't divulge information to other people that aren't your family members. Things that'll hurt you, and you get these females that are very angry because of this. And they get in relationships with some guys that are actually really nice and they end up treating them really badly. Or they just keep getting guys that treat them like that, where they feel like they have to keep doing stuff to keep that guy around or buy his love.
Yeah.
Because your mother treated you like that. You had to do good stuff for her to love you. I had to make her look good.
You have to kiss her butt in order to get the love that you want from your child. You have to fail in order to get the love that you want as a man. That's crazy. Wow. You got any closing remarks? I gotta start my coaching group. And just so y'all know, I have a coaching group that you can join for only $1. We do classes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So it's about to start now. So if anybody wants to join my coaching group, send me a quick DM. Women only. I'll just simply just have you come in and you can sign up later. So if you guys are watching this live, you're watching this live, send me a quick DM on Mr_letgo. And if I got enough time, I'll let you into tonight's class. But at the end of the day, it's only $1. So you can sign up for $1 for the first 7 days. and you can get a good understanding of what we do. And if you like it, you can stay. But then it's $87 a month. But you might say $87. Well, think about what you pay for your hair. Here's the thing.
You did.
Before I say this, before you say, I just want to say something. I want you all to pay attention to this one thing I say. Focus more on what's inside of your head than what's on top of your head. Think about how much money you spend on what goes on top of your head.
Yeah.
And spend a certain amount of money per month on what's going on inside of your head. Because your hair is not going to change your narrative inside of a relationship. Your hair is not going to keep a man. Your hair might attract a man, but what's inside of your head is what's going to keep the man. So keep that in mind. What's on top of your head will attract a man, but what's inside of your head, your emotional wellness, your you know, some of you guys you get triggered or you deal with all these different things and you spaz out. Next thing you know, the man leaves, or you're dealing with the trauma that we're talking about now from your mother, and then you run the man off. That is the thing that will keep the man if you work on all that. So focus more on what's inside of your head than what's on top of your head. So I don't want to hear nobody talk about, oh, $87 a month is too much. How much you spend on your damn hair? I bet it's twice as much as that.
I don't know. Some of them be wearing bundles that's cheap. You know, they can get it for $30.
$87 a month. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, but no, we just spend a lot of money on our hair. We do. But guys, I just wanted to be like somewhat of a help today. Even if I wasn't that great, I couldn't answer. I can't tell you how to really heal from it, because that's something that's going to be your own personal journey that you go through. I'm still healing each and every day, and I'm glad to talk to people about stuff like this, because maybe one of my stories might have resonated with you and definitely could have helped you understand if you're dealing with a narcissistic mother, because sometimes you don't even find it out until you're older. I didn't know my mom was narcissistic until like about when she started being nice to me because my dad left her.
Actually, Voice, come on a call tonight.
You said come on the call?
Yeah, I'll send you the link. So when we get off here, just stay on and
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, cool. All right, but go ahead. Tell everybody how they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on the IG world, okay? But I will transfer over to YouTube because I kind of do like it over here. You guys are cool. But find me at VOICEMORRIS_official on IG, guys. I do the voice hour every Saturday as well too. And check out our episode because we did one together. And the first conversation we had was really, really good. Aaron, thank you for having me on again, because I appreciate it. This is always good talks that we have, and you got a lot of good insight as well too. And I just think that you know, $87 is not a lot, guys, for a seminar, because my nails sometimes cost way more than that. So I know that y'all can pay for a seminar for $87, ladies. Some of our hair care products do cost a little bit more. Right. Sometimes our eyelash. Somebody was talking about my eyelashes in the thing. They said it looked crazy, but these eyelash extensions cost more than $87. I could tell you.
Right. So if you want to join our my coaching group, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you're in a group chat. You have access to me literally all day long. You can ask me a question in the group chat literally every day, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, because I'm always in the group chat. Simply send me a DM, Mr_Letgo, or go under this video. It'll be a link that says join my coaching group. It's only for $1. So click the link, pay $1, and then check the email that you get, and then join the group, and you'll see what it is. It's women only, and we talk about things like this. And tonight, Voice is coming on the call. So tonight, if you guys want to join, you got to hurry up, because I ain't going to be checking my phone once we get on this call. But y'all have a good night. This was really dope. Thank you for joining, Voice.
Thank you.